hey, you're really growing things and doing some marketing out of this location. Looks like it's straight out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I wonder what you could do in a gym that doesn't look like a freaking illegal sex dungeon. Rick was not going to trust his franchise to some idiot, prematurely graying douchebag in the basement doing marketing. So he would bring in everybody under the sun to compete against us. Less than 1% of our clients have ever come from paid ads. So we have grown by being good at what we do and keeping our reputation clean in an industry where reputations aren't clean.
Welcome to the Gym Member Machine Podcast.
Beautiful people, welcome to the Gym Member Machine Podcast. This is the first episode of the GMM Pod. So we're going to do a little mini intro ep. So GR Hoff, our fearless leader and CEO of Gym Member Machine, what the heck are we doing here?
That we're trying to put useful stuff into the lives and earballs of our favorite people on planet Earth, gym owners. That's the bottom line.
Love it. And so you said gym owners there. Who is, so we can define our target market here. Who is this podcast for?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said in the intro. I don't know who gave you the script, but it was pretty good. I think, hey, everybody give Dave a round of applause. Leave a 5-star review forever and tell all your friends you just landed on the best podcast of planet Earth ever devised.
Take it.
For gym owners. No, I like you're a gym owner. I think trainers can get value out of this if you have sort of aspirations of, being better in your role at your gym or opening your own business. If you're in the gym business, I think you're in the right spot.
Love it. So let's do a quick version of what is Gym Member Machine, just so these folks know who they're dealing with from a business perspective.
Yeah, so we're a tiny little company that's grown quite a bit in the dark. I've been helping gym owners for a very, very long time at this point. I guess we won't do full origin story. That's probably like a thing for another episode. But I was a gym owner. First gym was in Minnesota, and I was growing things out of this illegal basement. And one of the guys that was running the group was like, hey, you're really growing things and doing some marketing out of this location. Looks like it's straight out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I wonder what you could do in a gym that doesn't look like a freaking illegal sex dungeon. And so he asked me for marketing help. It was my dear buddy, Vince Gabriel. And yeah, started doing a little bit of that. And then we moved back to Texas to be around the family. And maybe this is going to be a longer story. Continued to do a little bit of marketing work and had the multiple gyms at that point. It was living a minimum of 1,000 miles away from. And my son was born. And he had lots of issues. So he had surgery 7 days out of being born. He had more issues. The issues continued. There was all sorts of stuff and therapies and multiple surgeries and things like that. He's doing awesome now. So now he's my best little bud, cool little 7-year-old going on 8 by the time you guys probably watch this episode.
Big Minecraft guy.
Big Minecraft guy, big football guy. It's like dad's dream. I've successfully roped him into being into all my hobbies and whatnot. But it became very clear at that point when he was still going through the thick of it. It's I'm not flying back to Minnesota to fix these gyms. I did not have the skills at that point to be oh, I can place a GM totally fine. It was no, if these gyms go to shit, they go to shit. So I better focus on other stuff. And it was kind of becoming clear to me at that point, oh, you're really good at this marketing stuff. And we were already doing work for Alloy. So this was back in the day before we were working with 90% of their open franchises and we're doing, marketing for the whole brand. But before Rick had even thought about franchising, Vince introduced him to me, or introduced me to him, I guess, and started doing marketing for the original Alloy personal training. And Rick was not going to trust his franchise to some idiot, prematurely graying douchebag in the basement doing marketing. And so he would bring in everybody under the sun to compete against us. But I had to go, he did not run the ads, but I do have a victory against the, nose strip wearing behemoth in the industry. I had to put my copy up against his copy, and I guess someone else was running it because I wasn't running it for them. Maybe they were running the ads, and we won. So we won against them, and he's buddies with a bunch of other folks that used to be in the marketing space, and we kept on winning, and he kept on introducing me to more folks in his network, and I was oh, I feel pretty good at this marketing shit. And we made that the thing. And so that was, I think Vince was first client something like 12 years ago, and got really serious about things, or a little more serious about things, in 2018 when my son was born. And then we've just exploded over the past handful of years. So now we're working with, he gave me the update. I was filming videos earlier this week saying we're working with 360 locations. I think we're up to like 383 or something. It's crazy. So we're working with upwards of 380 gyms around the world. We've been at 2 to 3% churn for like the past 6 years since we actually started tracking it, which is unheard of in the marketing space. And again, in terms of what we do, we actually help you grow. So we consider ourselves a growth partner more than a marketing agency. Maybe that's important. So we'll do, done for you ads, websites. Our websites are, there's a lot of difficulties on the ad side. Our websites, I put them up against anybody in the industry. We got a great team running the websites, product, if you will, on that side. Sales and marketing automation software. Everybody's got it. Like, we've got it. Got it. Great team on that front. And so we help you grow. We help you grow on the digital side and help you on the stuff that, we can't physically do for you. We'll give you the playbook, or we'll coach up your team and really consider ourselves a growth partner for our gyms. And I think that's why we have the churn and the growth that we've had with, at this point, as of filming this, it's like less than 1% of our clients have ever come from paid ads. So we have grown by being good at what we do and keeping our reputation clean in an industry where reputations aren't clean, right? There's a lot of people screwing people over, and we didn't want to be that. And I think it has served us well over the years. And here we are.
2 to 3% churn with 383 locations is kind of crazy. That is definitely unheard of. So I will give a quicker backstory, slightly quicker.
Yeah, tell us about you, Dave. I don't know if I'm supposed to be asking questions. I don't know if I'm supposed to be, doing that. But yeah, Dave, dear host of the GMM podcast, why don't you tell us your story?
All right. So first, I'll just say my role for this podcast and what we're going to do with these, our vision, our plan as it stands now, is to GR is the expert, which he is, and we love him for that. But sometimes you can get a little complex, maybe even in the weeds. And so my role is to be the gym owner, the voice of the gym owner. And that is funny because I used to be a gym owner. So I met GR many, many years ago. I owned a gym in New Braunfels, Texas, closed it during COVID. Thanks a lot, landlord. And I worked so I've been in a personal trainer, been in the fitness industry for, I don't know, going on like 15 years now. I was in corporate. Before that, I got my MBA, a master's of beer and alcohol from Texas State. I don't want to brag. Undergrad from LSU, go Tigers. And then whenever I got out of the gym owner business around 2020, March 2020 specifically, I moved to New Jersey to work for the famous James Pratt. I don't want to take credit for growing the personal training. It takes, I don't want to say it was all my idea, but whatever. We'll get him to vouch for that. And then moved back. So I was living in Jersey, working out with Mike Baker, and I moved back to Texas to be with family. And when I moved back, it was a nice love match to work with GR and the Gym Member Machine. And so I've been here for a few years now, and I've done various jobs at GMM and working in operations and all kinds of weird tech and all kinds of stuff. And now sort of taken some of our marketing to the next level. And so my role on this pod, though, is to ask questions that a gym owner who's either an aspiring gym owner or, just working their way from 10, 20, 30K, whatever it is, to kind of get some golden nuggets from GR's super brain. So in terms of what we might cover, maybe just give a few bullets of what are some topics or ideas, examples of what we might cover on this pod, just to give people a little taste, a little excitement for what might be coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been fortunate enough to like play on. So in the original mastermind, I ended up, yes, I was doing marketing for a couple of folks, but I actually kind of cut my teeth as the numbers guy. So the irony of it is I was doing like financial coaching for gym owners to a certain extent, not your financial advisor. You need to invest in this or what have you. But, I've worked with and seen every boutique gym model there is to have, like, I probably have an idea of what makes them tick and what makes them work, both from the back end side and the front end side. So we'll talk gym growth, and we'll talk gym growth on, all things marketing. We might talk conversion and sales. I don't want to let the listeners think that it's just going to be me. So we've got some really, really smart people on our team, and folks that, I tell folks about our website guy that we'll probably bring on the podcast at some point, talk about websites. I was pretty good at websites. Like, that was my first marketing work, was actually doing websites for my gym owner buddies. And this guy makes me look like a middle schooler trying to guard LeBron. So we'll talk freaking all things marketing. We'll talk sales, growth, gym leadership, how to scale your team, etc. I think our overall vision is to try to be the most useful time that a gym owner can spend on their commute to and from their gym, or if they're like me and they're in a nut job and they go to sleep listening to podcasts, hey, maybe Dave and I and Dave and the GMM team can be in your ear. So it's trying to be the most useful thing we can be to you beautiful people on the other side.
100%. And I think some of the things I'm excited about is we have a lot of in the trenches, very front row experience to what's going on at the best gyms, people with 2, 3, 10 locations, most of the big names in the industry we work with. And so we often will sort of steal little golden nuggets of greatness. And so happy to share those, I think, secrets. And then also our team working with hundreds of locations at this point who are really deep in the weeds on whether it's websites or CRM or ads, or our client success team with sales conversations and how to follow up with your leads and how to move them through your funnel. We have some really exciting things we can drop and secrets we can give on all that stuff. So I'm excited. I think one thing we would ask is, if you have a question, if you're watching this or seeing this, whatever, we want to hear from you. Let us know your questions. So you can submit questions. You can email dave@gymmembermachine.com. That's my email. Send me an email. I will definitely respond. I barely get emails. Please email me. And then you're like, what did you just do? But also, you can feel free to message @gymmembermachine, the direct message on the Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. So, GR, next question is, the stuff we are going to discuss, is this fluffy motivation, or is this like tactical, practical stuff you can use?
That feels like a planted question that you might have prepared beforehand and not shared with me, so I don't have a planted answer to it. No, I think utility can't be fluff. I think there's going to be room for some motivational messages here and there, but I very much find value. Like the stuff, I want to build the show that I would want to have as that, gym owners starting off in 2011, 2012, whatever it was, even going back before that when I was in college, like figuring out, oh, you can like make money owning a gym. Like that's a possibility. Like I want to build the podcast that I would have wanted to have at that point. And what that means to me, like, it's not just like, oh, go work harder. It's the tactics, right? It's what's actually working now in the industry. And, can we become the most valuable free resource for gym owners that's available today? Like that's the guiding thought.
And I think when it comes to theory versus practice, you can get lost in the grand theory of things when it's like, okay, what do I actually do? When I go back to my gym and it's Monday morning, how do I put this into practice, into action? So I love that.
And I do like mechanism. I think that sometimes it's good to know the theory because it can give you buy-in on actually implementing the mechanism, right? That's straight out of freaking Huberman shit, right? Like if you understand that, oh, it's like this thing that makes your eyeballs, what have you, like maybe you're more likely to go get your morning sunlight or whatever the hell he's telling people to do. So I'll give theory behind the tactics when it's helpful.
Had to drop Huberman. Okay. Yeah. Who hurt you, Juby? That's what I'm always asking. So, okay. So we're going to get into some tactics. GR might rot your brain with theory. That's fine. But send me your questions. Email me. And looking forward to lending us your ears. So that's it. See you next time.
Love bugs. Talk soon. Bye.